Habari yako?
Mzuri sana, Bwana President.
Over the years, I've been greatly moved by the warmth and spirit, the strength and resolve of the Kenyan people. And I've been grateful for my connection to Kenya and the way you've welcomed me and my family to your beautiful country, from my father's village in Alego to bustling Nairobi. In my visits, I've seen your progress. Kenya's lifted people from poverty, built an emerging democracy and civil society.
We really appreciate, Mr. President, the partnership and the friendship with the American people. The American people have come in handy to develop institutions in Kenya to make us a more democratic nation than we were years ago. You've even come in handy to support projects in Kenya, infrastructure, social projects, name it, everything. We even appreciate how the American people have come in handy when you have had difficult situation in our country. For example, in 2007, the American people really came in handy to see us have a peaceful solution to the post-election violence.
After the turmoil of 5 years ago, you've worked to rebuild communities, reform institutions, and pass a new constitution. Now Kenya must take the next step in March with the first national elections under your new constitution. We all know what makes for successful elections. Kenya must reject intimidation and violence and allow a free and fair vote.
As you have said, Mr. President, Kenya has come a long way and we're still going forward, and we want to build a very solid future for generations to come. And as you've said, Kenya has to reject any attempts of intimidation, violence, so that we can have a free and fair election. However, I wish to remind you, Mr. President, that a free and fair election cannot happen when there are foreign elements within your administration and other foreign governments that are trying to influence the outcome of our elections through media propaganda, through intimidation and threats. Recently, your top diplomat in Africa told Kenyans that the choices that they make on March 4th will have consequences. We say and we appeal this to you and other foreign governments that Kenyans should be left to make their own decisions on who they want to rule their country and to become their leaders. Kenyans are not stupid. They are not dumb. Kenyans are very intelligent people. Everyone from Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, Thika, everywhere, all the counties, they know who they want to become their leaders. That wish should be respected by your government and other foreign governments that are so wishing to influence the outcome of the next election. Kenyans have learned a lot, Mr. President. 5 years ago, we nearly destroyed our country. And that was because of the tribalism, the corruption in our country, and all other ills that helped destroy our country. Kenyans have learned a lot. We have known what is good for our country and what is bad for our country. Our grandfathers and grandmothers fought for independence 50 years ago, and they fought it for a reason, so that we could make the destiny of this country as Kenyans. Our fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters fought for multi-party democracy in our country, and it was for a reason, so that our country could progress in the right way. We have learned a lot, and since we have learned a lot, we want to be left alone to make the right decisions for our country. We appreciate advice. We appreciate opinions. What we don't appreciate is any attempts that will guide the path that we take on the kind of leaders that we elect, specifically coming from foreign elements or external actors out of our country. Kenyans are looking forward towards a peaceful, free and fair election, and that should be respected by any nation of this world. Especially your country, it's a superpower. You are a modern democracy. The best example to set is to let the Kenyan people decide who will be their president, their vice president, their governors, their MPs and everyone. Because that will show that your country preaches water and drinks water, not preaching wine and drinking water. It's very important for the developed world to respect the wishes and the will of the developing nations, especially its people.
Kwaheri.
Kwaheri, Mr. President. Thank you so much for your message to the Kenyan people. We really appreciate you as an uncle to us. Yes. Have a good time for you and your family. Thank you.